right, let's go to Louisiana and Kenner, Louisiana. Drew's there on coast to coast. Hi, Drew. Go ahead.
George, good to speak with you, and Mitch, you as well. The view from the inside in Louisiana, many Louisianans are actually running toward the oil. As a matter of fact, there's a love fest over at Lafayette at the Cajun Dome between the fishing industry and the oil industry with Bailey Nungesser and the governor. They're all going to get up and celebrate their unity on Wednesday all day long. So, boy, this view really differs depending on where you are.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I came in from the outside from Ohio. I'm environmentally minded and crisscrossed the state for 6 weeks trying to find a way to get involved on the safety side. I've been stymied. They don't want it. And now BP officials are announcing that they want fishing people only. They're going to purge everyone that has nothing to do with fishing from the ranks and then deduct what the fishing people make from the settlement. And that's caused a lot of ire. That just came out today. Things are getting testy, and unfortunately, I got to go back to Ohio. I can't monitor it much longer, but I sure tried my best to get involved, and I'll tell you what, outside input is not wanted. I was treated like a carpetbagger, and I'm afraid ramifications of the Reconstruction era have surfaced here.
Well, the tensions are rising out there, Mitch. How long can people take this?
Oh, not much longer. In our last brief interview, when I was there, I just come back. Matter of fact, I was on the road when I was talking to Tom, getting set up for the phone, just getting back. That they are. I saw flags everywhere that said "Don't tread on me," and the "Don't tread on me" flag is a symbol of revolt, revolution. They are really ready to take action. And I think it'll probably be the fishermen who take it. Now, of course, BP's trying to pay him off, but what the gentleman just said is absolutely true. That just came out today, and so it's not going to help BP well, actually, BP couldn't care less. It's not going to help Louisiana or America as a whole with this very, very, very possible. I hate to say the word, but I say violent revolution.
Well, let's go to Clayton, Missouri, suburb of St. Louis. First-time caller, it's David. Hey, David, go ahead.
Hi, George. How you doing?
Good, Dave. Thanks.
I've been listening to you guys since 1996, and I've seen you quite often at one of my favorite Italian restaurants.
Know it well.
I was calling to find out what do you think the odds are of some type of benzene or other toxic chemicals actually coming up my way, because I'm concerned most with where I live. And what precautions would I have to take, to prevent any kind of illness or just to safeguard myself?
Good question. He's right off the Mississippi, too, Mitch. What do you think?
I really can't comment on that. I don't have enough information. That I just haven't been focusing on that portion of the research. I know the woman who came down, the PhD, who was very involved with the Exxon Valdez spill, and she was demanding, and she's probably right, that all workers wear respirators. And she was talking about all the signs and symptoms of the illnesses that are unique, mostly respiratory type. But I don't know any of the medical language or treatments for such.
Mitch, what do you know about these relief wells, and what will they do?
Well, that is something that is true and work. What's his name? T. Boone Pickens was on Larry King. I got to catch some of that. He's been in the oil industry since the 40s.
I think he gave up his windmill idea, didn't he?
He did give up the windmill idea, but he's still with the natural gas.
Oh, sure. He's
really a promoter of that. What he said is he believes that BP should shoulder all the blame. He also came forward and said that actually Halliburton was the better people in this, telling them to slow down, but they didn't. He knew about the unique situation with the methane, and you're right, it's 40% more. It's about a 40% mixture of methane with this particular reservoir, where it's usually around 5%. Again, just heightening this very fluid situation, explosive situation, if you will. And Boone Pickens thinks that, yes, the relief drilling certainly can work, but he said what I've already said and what had already been told to me, that being able to hit on the first one is doubtful, in that it may take months.
Springfield, Massachusetts we go. Peter's turn on Coast to Coast. Peter, go ahead.
Hi. I was wondering if it's methane that's leaking from the seepage area. Is it possible to freeze that methane and then harvest it as it rises?
Well, I have heard of that. It turns into crystal. And that really doesn't address the problem. It does address, trying to keep the ocean clean, but it certainly doesn't address the problem of these ruptures and these fissures and the cracks. Unless you're suggesting that the freezing would maintain a shield. I don't think it would, not with that pressure.
Jeez, I just don't know when it's going to stop. They were 20 feet away 3 weeks ago with one of the relief things, and, I haven't heard much about that. They said
George,
maybe...
You've been extremely patient. Actually, there's been a few times where your frustration has certainly come through over the air, because I do listen to you, and I love your questioning. You do your research. That's wonderful. But this drip, 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 what makes me so angry is that it works too often.
Yeah.
They lull people to sleep. I have had people, in email say that, I'm sick of this oil stuff. How's Lindsay Lohan doing? It's sick. But
actually, she turns herself into a judge tomorrow, if you want to know.
But it's a game. It's a playbook. It is a tactic, and I think BP is using it well.
Let's take one more final caller. Steve is in Clearwater, Florida. Got a minute for you, Stephen. Go ahead.
Why can't BP set up a 25-year collection platform until that well runs dry? Number one, they'd be able to shut down a lot of their other pumpings. And also, this whole thing could have been stopped if they would have sheared the pipe from the platform and attached buoyancy barrels to the top of that pipe. None of this would have ever happened.
Well, I think he's right there, Mitch.
I'm not sure, George. I'm getting mixed messages, and again, these are petro specialists, geopetro specialists, very close to the case, and it could be this mixture of methane, this 40% mixture as opposed to 5%. That's the problem, or it could be that the seabed was more vulnerable than they had thought. Therefore, the fissures. And once you suck that oil out, again, using the analogy of the gas, and it's not dormant, that may change the equation. And I think the first part that he said, I think the relief wells, that they could get the oil out that way. But they're telling us that their only plan is to throw cement down it. I don't know.
All right, next time, my friend, Mitch Vatras. Thank you so much, Mitch, for your insight and your perspective on all of this. Up next, Michael Cremo joins us as we talk about forbidden archaeology right here on Coast to Coast AM.